It's become the billion-dollar question. How big will the federal deficit be? The budget will be revealed next Tuesday, and the government has acknowledged the deficit could rise above $20 billion as it tries to fulfill election promises and introduces measures to boost the economy. Now, with more on this and other business headlines of the week, independent business journalist Bryan Borzykowski joins us in Toronto. What are you expecting from this one, their very first?
So this is the big budget. You said $20 billion. That might actually be a conservative estimate. They've said it could be higher, even $30 billion. The economists are saying it might even go higher than that, the $35 billion. So the main thing to watch is how much infrastructure spending they're going to provide to try and stimulate the economy. Now, they had said, they'd run about $10 billion of deficits a year, and a lot of that would go to infrastructure spending, but the economy hasn't been doing kind of as well, so they could increase that. However, it's always, a complicated thing because over the last few weeks, the economy has actually been doing a bit better. So could they reduce it? It depends on where they think things are going to go. So that is the big thing that people are waiting for. How much are they going to stimulate the economy?
Mm-hmm. How many voices out there do you think are going to say, you see, the Liberals during the campaign over-promised?
It's difficult to hold them to this because at the time Canada was so different, and things have changed so much over the last year that people are going to say what they're going to say, and there are lots of different camps on what they should do. But I think most people think that Canada is in relatively good shape. We don't actually have a lot of debt. Our economy, yes, it's hurting, but we're not in a recession, so we can afford to spend money. And that's pretty much the consensus, is that the debate is over what they should do, but the fact that they should do something, people do agree with that, and that if they do go into deficit, even a $30 billion deficit is not going to sink our economy.
Bryan, one of the big business topics in Vancouver right now, which the government is moving ahead on to tackle, house flipping. How bad is the problem?
So there's this crazy thing that came out of there recently. There was a report in the Globe about contract flipping, which is real estate agents taking, they sell a house and then they flip that contract twice before the buyer buys it. It's a bit complicated. So someone sells it for $2 million, but the end price is about $2.6 billion, let's say. So it's
million.
Million. Yes, there's a difference between what the seller sells it for and what the buyer buys it for. And in between that, the agent is flipping these contracts to other investors who make a profit sort of on the difference. And it's inflating house prices. Now, it's not a widespread problem, but it is a problem that's coming to light. And it's, dubious real estate agents that are doing this, and people want to make quick cash. And the sellers are out because they could be selling their house for more because ultimately the buyer buys it for, a higher price. So sellers are upset. Buyers are upset because they're paying for more than maybe they should. And the agent is, has all this money. And so the government wants to curb this contract flipping.
We will see if their new regulations pay off. Bryan, thank you very much for joining us. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, you too.